Hello there, and welcome to the Dreamy Ocean Channel. As you settle into this quiet moment, allow your breath to deepen, feeling the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Let your shoulders soften, your jaw unclench, and simply release any lingering tension into the stillness around you. Now imagine yourself drifting effortlessly in warm, crystalline ocean water. The sun's golden rays pierce the surface, breaking into shimmering columns of light that dance through the serene blue, illuminating a world of soft swaying corals and schools of iridescent fish moving in silent, synchronized ballets. The vastness surrounds you, a comforting liquid embrace where time seems to slow. Within these immense silent waters where light and shadow play across the living canvas of the seabed, reside some of Earth's most enigmatic reptiles, the sea snakes. These are creatures holding secrets of profound adaptation and potent chemistry, yet they often remain unseen, gliding through the silent blue, their very existence a whisper in the currents, a mystery we are only just beginning to understand. Allow your mind to sink into these quiet depths as our journey begins. Whispers from the deep, an introduction to the ocean's serpents. The ocean's depths conceal forms of life that seem to belong to ancient dreams, creatures shaped by the ceaseless embrace of the water, far removed from the sun-baked earth. Among these, a particular lineage of reptiles has undertaken an extraordinary journey, forsaking the dry warmth of land for the cool, enveloping vastness of the marine world. These are the true sea snakes, often known scientifically as hydrophenes, a distinctive subfamily nested within the broader ancient family Elapidae. This is the very same lineage that includes their formidable terrestrial cousins, the cobras and the mambas. Yet the path of the sea snakes has diverged profoundly, leading them into a realm of liquid silence, where their entire existence unfolds beneath the shimmering surface. Unlike their amphibious counterparts, such as certain freshwater snakes or crocodiles which merely visit the water for hunting or temporary refuge, these creatures are completely, utterly bound to it. Their entire life cycle from the moment of birth often live from the mother to the patient pursuit of prey, to the delicate act of reproduction unfolds exclusively within the fluid realm. This profound commitment to the marine environment is not a mere preference, but a testament to millions of years of slow, deliberate, evolutionary refinement, a meticulous sculpting by the persistent currents, the immense pressures, and the unique chemical compositions of the deep blue. Each ripple of their existence is a product of this aquatic adaptation, a continuous dialogue between their ancient reptilian heritage and the ever-present demands of their liquid home. One might observe their form and immediately perceive the evidence of this transformation. The sleek, almost impossibly hydrodynamic contours of their bodies present a stark contrast to the often bulkier, more robust and sometimes angular forms of land snakes. Their bodies are not designed for pushing through dense undergrowth or navigating uneven terrain. Instead, they are crafted for effortless passage through water, a living arrow gliding through a boundless medium. Their scales, though still present, maintaining the protective barrier characteristic of all reptiles, often lack the pronounced keeled texture common among many terrestrial species. Instead, they present a smoother, almost polished surface, sometimes even feeling slightly granular to the touch, minimizing friction and reducing drag as they undulate with quiet power through the water. This subtle refinement in their integument is a silent declaration of their aquatic mastery, a continuous optimization for speed and efficiency in their three-dimensional world. The most immediately striking and perhaps iconic adaptation is undoubtedly their tail. Unlike the tapering, rounded tails of most land snakes, the sea snake possesses a flattened, paddle-like appendage. Imagine a broad, elongated oar meticulously shaped and perfectly suited for propulsion. This specialized tail functions as their primary engine, propelling them forward with rhythmic, powerful undulations. It is a silent oar pushing against the water with an elegant, almost mesmerizing grace, allowing them to glide with an efficiency that belies their reptilian heritage. This caudal fin, a marvel of biological engineering, enables them to navigate swiftly through currents, to pursue elusive fish, and to evade potential threats, transforming their entire posterior into a finely tuned instrument of aquatic locomotion. The very movement is a hypnotic spectacle, a slow, deliberate wave of muscle and scale, pushing them onward through the vast, silent blue. Despite their complete immersion, a fundamental reptilian trait persists. They remain air breathers. This means that periodically they must ascend from the depths, breaking the surface tension of the water to engage in a vital communion with the atmosphere. This act of surfacing is a moment of quiet vulnerability and profound necessity. Their nostrils, unlike those of land snakes, are typically situated dorsally high on the snout, allowing them to break the surface with minimal exposure, taking a quick, measured breath before descending once more. These nostrils are also equipped with specialized valved flaps, an ingenious biological mechanism that seals them tightly shut the instant they submerge, preventing any ingress of water into their delicate respiratory system. This brief moment of breaching the surface is their vital connection to the world above a fleeting gasp of air, a necessary interruption in their otherwise continuous underwater existence, before they once more surrender to the tranquil embrace of the blue silence, their lungs filled with the life-giving oxygen that sustains their aquatic journey. Their sensory world, too, has undergone significant refinement to suit their unique environment. While many sea snakes possess relatively small eyes, often adapted for conditions where light may be scarce or diffuse, their primary means of perceiving their surroundings often relies on other sophisticated senses. Vision, though present, might be less crucial in murky depths or during nocturnal hunts. Instead, like their terrestrial relatives, they possess an acute sense of chemoreception. Their forked tongue, a marvel of sensory biology, is constantly flicking even underwater, delicately tasting the surrounding water. It collects dissolved chemical cues, microscopic particles of scent and flavor, which are then transferred to the Jacobson's organ, a specialized sensory structure located in the roof of their mouth. This intricate process allows them to literally taste their environment, navigating by scent trails left by prey, detecting the presence of predators, and orienting themselves within the complex three-dimensional landscape of the ocean. This constant, silent sampling of the water column guides them through the currents, an invisible map of chemical information, revealing the hidden contours of their watery domain. The sea snake's venom, a topic often discussed with a hushed reverence, is perhaps one of its most fascinating and potent adaptations. It is crucial to understand this potent chemistry not as an inherent threat to humanity, but rather as an exquisitely evolved biological tool perfected over millennia for a very specific purpose: survival in a challenging environment. The potency of their venom indeed can be staggering, with some species possessing toxins many times stronger than that of a terrestrial cobra. This extraordinary strength is a direct reflection of the difficulty of hunting in a three-dimensional fluid environment where prey, often fast-moving and slippery fish, can vanish in an instant. A quick, incapacitating strike is essential to secure a meal. The venom acts rapidly, paralyzing the prey's nervous system, ensuring that the captured fish cannot escape, cannot struggle free, and cannot injure the snake during its ingestion. It is a testament to the relentless pressures of natural selection shaping a weapon of such refined efficacy. This potent chemistry, a silent alchemist's brew, is a cornerstone of their predatory success, a vital component in their ongoing dance of life and death beneath the waves. Geographically, the vast majority of sea snake species inhabit the warm tropical and subtropical waters of the Indo-Pacific region. This expansive area stretching from the eastern coast of Africa across the Indian Ocean through the vibrant archipelagos of Southeast Asia and extending into the western Pacific Ocean offers the ideal conditions for their specialized existence. Imagine these regions sun-drenched, teeming with an incredible diversity of marine life, characterized by coral reefs that pulse with color, seagrass meadows that sway like emerald carpets, and vast expanses of open ocean where currents flow with ancient rhythms. These environments provide the abundant food sources, the relatively stable temperatures, and the intricate habitats necessary for these specialized predators to thrive. It is a perfect nursery for these unique reptiles, a liquid garden where life flourishes in countless forms, and where the sea snakes have found their ecological niche, carving out a silent dominion amidst the coral and the currents. Despite their prevalence in certain areas, particularly around coastal regions and estuaries, sea snakes remain largely unseen by human eyes. They are creatures of the currents and the cryptic coral formations, often preferring deeper waters or the hidden crevices of submerged landscapes. Their inherent elusiveness contributes significantly to their mystique, making them true whispers from the deep, observed only in fleeting moments by those patient enough to seek them out, or by chance encounters in the shallows. They are not creatures that overtly announce their presence. Instead, they move with a quiet discretion, their sleek forms blending seamlessly with the shifting patterns of light and shadow underwater. This natural reticence, combined with their generally non-aggressive demeanor towards humans, further enhances their enigmatic quality. They are silent guardians of their watery domain, their lives unfolding largely beyond the direct gaze of our terrestrial world, adding to the profound sense of mystery that surrounds these remarkable ocean serpents. This initial glimpse into their world begins to reveal the incredible journey of adaptation they have undertaken, a journey that has profoundly transformed a terrestrial reptile into a masterful inhabitant of the ocean's vast, silent realm. Each curve of their body, each specialized scale, each flicker of their sensing tongue, and indeed the very chemistry of their potent venom, all speak of a continuous evolutionary narrative. They hold within their delicate yet resilient frames the potent chemistry of survival and the quiet, ancient wisdom gleaned from millions of years spent navigating the ever-changing, boundless waters. Their story is one of profound transformation, a testament to life's persistent ability to find a way to adapt and to flourish in the most unexpected and challenging of environments, eternally bound to the rhythmic pulse of the ocean, the ancestral tide, from terrestrial earth to labyrinthine waters. The intricate journey from the sun-drenched earth to the cool, enveloping embrace of the ocean is a tale etched deep within the genetic code of the sea snakes, a narrative spanning millions of years unfolding with a patience that only geological time can afford. To truly comprehend these marine serpents, one must first cast their mind back to a distant epoch, perhaps 10 to 15 million years ago, when their ancestors' terrestrial elapid snakes thrived on land. These were not yet the sleek, paddle-tailed swimmers we recognize today, but rather snakes more akin to the cobras and kraits that still roam continental landscapes. Creatures adapted to hunting on solid ground, their scales designed for friction, their movements for traversing forests and plains. Scientists, through meticulous study of fossil records and the compelling insights offered by molecular phylogenetics, the analysis of genetic similarities and differences, have traced the lineage of sea snakes back to these land-dwelling elapids, particularly those found in the warm, biodiverse regions of Australasia. Imagine these ancestral snakes perhaps dwelling in coastal mangroves, estuaries, or river systems that flowed into the vast ocean. Here, the boundary between land and water blurred, offering a tantalizing glimpse into a new world of potential resources. Perhaps certain individuals, driven by hunger or the subtle pressures of competition on land, began to venture further into the brackish waters, finding an abundance of fish and eels unexploited by their terrestrial kin. This incremental shift, a tentative exploration of the aquatic fringe, would have been the very first ripple in the ancestral tide that would ultimately draw them irrevocably into the deep. The initial adaptations would have been subtle, almost imperceptible over short timescales. Perhaps individuals with slightly more flattened bodies or those with a marginally greater tolerance for salt water found it easier to hunt in shallow marine environments. These traits, however, minor would have conferred a selective advantage, allowing those individuals to secure more food, survive longer, and thus produce more offspring who inherited those nascent aquatic characteristics. This slow, persistent winnowing by natural selection occurring over countless generations is the engine of evolution, gradually transforming a creature designed for one environment into a master of another. It is a testament to the immense power of cumulative tiny changes, each one a whisper of adaptation, building into a symphony of transformation. One of the most profound physiological hurdles for a land reptile transitioning to a saltwater environment is osmoregulation, the delicate balance of salts and water within the body. Terrestrial animals are not equipped to constantly ingest salt water without severe dehydration, yet sea snakes thrive in it. This triumph over a fundamental physiological challenge came in the form of specialized glands. While some terrestrial reptiles possess salt glands, the sea snakes have refined and often relocated these structures. Many species developed large, highly efficient sublingual salt glands nestled beneath the tongue. These glands function as miniature desalination plants, actively extracting excess sodium chloride from the bloodstream and excreting it often in a concentrated brine directly into the mouth. This allows the snake to drink seawater or ingest it along with their prey without suffering the debilitating effects of salt poisoning. The silent, tireless work of these tiny glands is a continuous act of biochemical alchemy, maintaining the internal equilibrium necessary for life in a hypertonic world, a testament to the elegant solutions evolution can devise. As these ancestral snakes ventured further from land, the need for efficient underwater locomotion became paramount. Their terrestrial tails, designed for balance and pushing off solid ground, were ill-suited for propulsion in water. Over eons, the selective pressure favored individuals with increasingly compressed, rudder-like tails. This gradual flattening observed across various species, and fossil records transformed the tail into the powerful paddle-like appendage we see today. It is not a sudden dramatic change, but rather a slow, continuous refinement, where each slight increase in surface area, each subtle alteration in muscle attachment, contributed to more effective propulsion. Imagine the incremental advantage of a slightly broader tail, allowing for faster pursuit of prey or swifter escape from predators, each generation subtly pushing the boundary of aquatic efficiency until the tail became the potent, silent engine of their underwater journey. The respiratory system also underwent significant modification. While all reptiles breathe air, the demands of extended dives necessitated a radical re-engineering of the lungs. In most sea snake species, the right lung has become remarkably elongated, extending almost the entire length of the body cavity. This voluminous organ serves not only as a primary reservoir for oxygen, allowing for prolonged submersion, but also functions as a sophisticated hydrostatic organ, a natural buoyancy compensator. By precisely adjusting the volume of air within this elongated lung, the snake can control its buoyancy, either sinking effortlessly to the seabed or rising with minimal effort towards the surface, conserving vital energy. Furthermore, scientists believe that many sea snake species have developed a significant capacity for cutaneous respiration, meaning they can absorb oxygen directly from the water through their skin, especially when submerged. This ability, though, perhaps not sufficient for their entire oxygen needs, provides a crucial supplementary source, particularly during deeper dives or when oxygen reserves in the lung are dwindling. The skin, once primarily a protective barrier, became a delicate living membrane capable of exchanging gases with the surrounding water, a silent, continuous breath. The transition to a fully aquatic life also brought about a shift in reproductive strategies for many species. While their terrestrial ancestors, like most snakes, laid eggs on land, the majority of true sea snakes are viviparous, meaning they give birth to live young directly into the water. This viviparity represents the ultimate commitment to the marine environment, severing the last physical tie to the land. The embryos develop internally nourished by the mother, protected within her body, until they are fully formed and capable of independent survival in the ocean. This eliminates the vulnerable stage of egg-laying on land, where nests could be exposed to predators' desiccation or harsh weather. The newborn sea snakes, miniature replicas of their parents, emerge ready to navigate the currents and hunt for themselves, a testament to the complete and profound embrace of the ocean as their perpetual home. Even their venom, the potent chemistry discussed earlier, underwent a process of refinement in response to their aquatic prey. While the ancestral elapids possessed neurotoxic venoms effective against land vertebrates, the specific composition and potency of sea snake venoms have been fine-tuned for paralyzing fish and eels. The rapid action of their venom is crucial. A fish once bitten must be incapacitated almost instantly before it can swim away or attract other predators. The neurotoxins in sea snake venom often target the neuromuscular junctions, causing rapid paralysis of muscle function, preventing the prey from escaping. This specialized venom profile is a direct evolutionary answer to the challenges of hunting in a fluid, three-dimensional environment, a silent biochemical tool perfected over millions of years to ensure the survival of the hunter. The ancestral tide, therefore, was not a singular event, but a protracted, multifaceted process of adaptation, driven by the relentless pressures of natural selection. It was a journey of incremental changes: the flattening of a tail, the development of salt-excreting glands, the elongation of a lung, the shift to live birth, and the refinement of a potent venom. Each step, each genetic mutation that conferred even a slight advantage, was preserved and amplified across generations, slowly but inexorably, transforming a land-dwelling serpent into a creature perfectly attuned to the rhythms and demands of the ocean. This profound evolutionary narrative, whispered through ancient genes and sculpted by the ceaseless currents, continues to unfold, a living testament to the dynamic and creative power of life on Earth. Their very existence is a slow-motion epic, a testament to the ocean's irresistible pull, transforming earthbound forms into creatures of the boundless blue. The ocean's embrace, physical metamorphosis for a fluid realm. the ancient whispers of the ancestral tide slowly coalesced into a profound transformation, sculpting the very essence of the sea snake, refashioning its form and function for an existence entirely embraced by the ocean. This physical metamorphosis is a breathtaking testament to the persistent power of natural selection, a meticulous re-engineering that has redefined what it means to be a serpent, moving it from the rugged contours of land to the fluid, boundless dimensions of the deep. Every curve, every scale, every internal organ has been subtly yet fundamentally reshaped by the ocean's irresistible embrace. Perhaps the most visually striking alteration in their physical form is the radical shift in their overall body shape. While terrestrial snakes typically possess a rounded or slightly flattened cylindrical body, perfectly suited for navigating through dense undergrowth or squeezing into tight crevices, the true sea snake exhibits a profound lateral compression. Imagine a ribbon or a finely honed blade designed to cleave through water with minimal resistance. This streamlined, almost flattened profile, particularly pronounced towards the posterior half of their body, is an exquisite hydrodynamic adaptation. It allows them to glide through the water with an astonishing efficiency, reducing drag to an absolute minimum, much like the hull of a perfectly designed vessel. As they undulate, the water flows smoothly over their sleek surfaces, a testament to millions of years of natural selection, refining every contour for effortless passage through their fluid realm. Their movements are not about brute force, but rather about elegant, quiet power, a continuous wave-like motion that propels them forward with a mesmerizing grace. Intimately linked to this streamlined body is the definitive characteristic of almost all true sea snakes, their uniquely flattened paddle-like tail. This is not merely a subtle widening, but a complete reimagining of the caudal appendage. Envision a broad, muscular oar, precisely shaped and perfectly positioned to act as the primary propeller. Unlike the tapering, often rounded tails of their terrestrial cousins, which might be used for balance, or gripping the sea snake's tail is a dedicated engine of propulsion. Powerful muscles deeply embedded within the posterior segments of their body drive this paddle with rhythmic side-to-side undulations. Each sweep pushes against the water with silent authority, generating the forward thrust that allows them to navigate swiftly through currents to pursue agile fish and to escape potential dangers. It is a marvel of biological engineering, transforming what was once a simple appendage into a highly specialized instrument of aquatic locomotion, enabling them to move through the water with a fluidity that belies their reptilian heritage. The very motion of this tail is a hypnotic spectacle, a slow, deliberate wave of muscle and scale, pushing them onward through the vast, silent blue. The integument, their skin and scales, also bears the indelible marks of this aquatic transformation. While still serving its fundamental role as a protective barrier preventing desiccation and injury, the scales of most sea snakes differ significantly from those of land dwellers. They often appear smoother, sometimes even feeling granular or slightly rough to the touch, rather than the typically keeled and overlapping scales found on many terrestrial species. This reduction in keeling and the often juxtaposed arrangement of scales serve to further minimize friction as the snake moves through the water, allowing for an even more efficient glide. Furthermore, the skin itself has taken on an astonishing secondary function in many species: cutaneous respiration. Scientists believe that a significant portion of their oxygen uptake, particularly during extended dives or when resting on the seabed, occurs directly through their skin. This delicate, permeable surface acts as a supplementary gill, silently drawing dissolved oxygen from the surrounding water, transforming their entire body surface into a living membrane, capable of exchanging vital gases with their liquid environment. It is a continuous silent breath, a profound adaptation that allows for longer periods spent beneath the surface, a testament to the ocean's pervasive influence on their physiological being. Their sense organs, too, have been finely tuned for life in the water. The nostrils, crucial for air-breathing reptiles, have undergone a remarkable relocation. Instead of being positioned laterally on the sides of the snout, as in most terrestrial snakes, they are situated dorsally high up on the top of the head. This strategic placement allows the sea snake to break the surface with minimal exposure, taking a quick, almost imperceptible breath before submerging once more. More importantly, these dorsal nostrils are equipped with specialized crescent-shaped valves. These ingenious biological mechanisms snap shut instantly upon submersion, forming a watertight seal that effectively prevents any water from entering their respiratory passages. This simple yet critical adaptation is a continuous act of protection, safeguarding their delicate lungs from the corrosive effects of seawater and ensuring their capacity for air breathing remains uncompromised during their underwater excursions. The eyes of sea snakes, while still functional, often appear relatively small and are sometimes recessed, offering protection from the abrasive particles and pressures of the marine environment. Vision, while present, may not always be their primary sensory input, especially in the often murky or dimly lit depths where they hunt. The cornea, the transparent outer layer of the eye, is also adapted to the refractive properties of water, allowing for clearer vision underwater, though perhaps at the expense of sharp aerial vision. Their unblinking gaze, characteristic of all snakes, pierces the diffused light of the underwater world, observing the subtle movements of prey and the shifting patterns of currents with a quiet intensity. Internally, the metamorphosis is equally profound. The respiratory system, as briefly touched upon, showcases one of the most remarkable adaptations: the elongation of the right lung. In many sea snake species, this single lung stretches almost the entire length of their body cavity, a vast internal reservoir for oxygen. This voluminous organ serves not only to store a considerable supply of air for extended dives, but also functions as an exquisite hydrostatic organ, a natural buoyancy compensator. By precisely adjusting the volume of air within this elongated lung, the snake can meticulously control its buoyancy, allowing it to sink effortlessly to the seabed, hover motionlessly in the water column, or rise with minimal muscular effort towards the surface. This precise control over their vertical position within the water column conserves vital energy, a continuous act of silent calibration in their three-dimensional world. The left lung, conversely, is often greatly reduced in size, or even completely absent, a testament to the evolutionary efficiency of concentrating respiratory function into a single, highly specialized organ. Some species even possess a tracheal lung, where the lining of the trachea itself is vascularized to facilitate additional gas exchange, offering another subtle layer of respiratory efficiency. The internal architecture of their bones also reflects their aquatic commitment. While some species, particularly those that forage on the seabed, may exhibit pachyostosis, an increase in bone density, providing them with negative buoyancy to remain effortlessly submerged. Others, especially those that spend more time near the surface or in the water column, may have bones with reduced density to aid in buoyancy. This subtle skeletal adjustment, unseen but ever present, is another layer of their profound adaptation, a quiet sculpting of their very framework to align with the demands of their liquid home. Perhaps one of the most telling indicators of their complete surrender to the ocean's embrace is the almost complete absence of broad ventral scales. Terrestrial snakes rely heavily on these specialized, overlapping belly scales to grip surfaces, providing friction for locomotion across land. Sea snakes, however, having forsaken terrestrial movement, no longer require this adaptation. Their ventral scales are typically small, often indistinct and sometimes even absent, leaving a uniform scaling pattern around their entire body. This lack of specialized ventral scales is a powerful evolutionary statement, a silent declaration that their connection to the land has been irrevocably severed, their form now entirely dedicated to the fluid medium. They are no longer creatures that merely visit the water. They are creatures of the water, their very being, a testament to the ocean's profound and transformative power. This intricate tapestry of physical modifications, from the sleekness of their form to the subtle permeability of their skin, from the specialized architecture of their lungs to the re-engineered structure of their tails, collectively paints a vivid portrait of a lineage that has achieved a near-perfect harmony with its aquatic environment. Each adaptation is a whispered secret from the deep, a testament to the ocean's relentless embrace, molding and refining these ancient reptiles into the graceful, enigmatic serpents that now glide through the silent, boundless blue. Their very existence is a continuous slow-motion epic of transformation, a profound physical metamorphosis designed for a life lived entirely within the liquid realm. Breathing the blue, physiological secrets of submerged existence, even as the ocean cradles them, entirely shaping their very exterior, the true sea snakes remain tethered to the atmosphere, bound by the ancient reptilian decree of breathing air. This fundamental physiological reality necessitates a periodic ascent from the depths, a momentary breach of the surface, to replenish the vital oxygen that fuels their submerged existence. Yet the way they manage this life-sustaining exchange, the intricate physiological secrets they employ to extend their time beneath the waves, is a marvel of evolutionary ingenuity, a testament to millions of years of refinement in the face of aquatic demands. At the heart of their respiratory prowess lies the remarkable adaptation of their lungs. While most terrestrial snakes possess two functional lungs, albeit often with one more developed than the other, the sea snake has streamlined this system. The left lung is typically greatly reduced, or in many species entirely absent, a testament to evolutionary efficiency. It is the right lung that has undergone an extraordinary transformation, elongating to stretch almost the entire length of the snake's body cavity. Imagine a vast internal cylinder, a delicate vascularized sac extending from just behind the head all the way to the cloaca. This voluminous organ serves multiple critical functions far beyond simple gas exchange. Firstly, it acts as an immense internal reservoir for oxygen. When a sea snake surfaces and takes a deep, deliberate breath, this elongated lung is filled to capacity, holding a substantial volume of air that can sustain the snake for prolonged periods underwater. The internal surface of this lung is highly folded and richly vascularized, maximizing the surface area available for the diffusion of oxygen into the bloodstream and carbon dioxide out of it. Each gentle undulation of the snake's body, even when at rest, subtly compresses and expands this lung, facilitating the continuous exchange of gases, a slow, rhythmic internal breath that sustains their silent vigil beneath the surface. Beyond its role in oxygen storage, this hypertrophied lung functions as a sophisticated hydrostatic organ, a living buoyancy compensator. By precisely adjusting the volume of air within this elongated sac, the snake can meticulously control its vertical position in the water column. Imagine a diver adjusting the air in their buoyancy control device. The sea snake achieves this with innate biological precision. To sink effortlessly towards the seabed, the snake can expel a measured amount of air, increasing its overall density. Conversely, to rise towards the sun-dappled surface or to hover motionless in mid-water, it can draw air into the lung, decreasing its density. This exquisite control over buoyancy conserves immense amounts of energy, allowing them to remain at specific depths for extended periods without constant muscular effort, a continuous silent calibration in their three-dimensional world. Adding another layer to their respiratory strategy, some species of sea snakes are believed to possess what is known as a tracheal lung. This is not a separate organ, but rather a modification of the trachea itself, the tube connecting the throat to the main lung. The lining of this tracheal passage becomes highly vascularized, meaning it is richly supplied with blood vessels, allowing for additional gas exchange to occur directly within the trachea. While not as efficient as the primary lung, this tracheal lung provides a supplementary surface for oxygen absorption, particularly beneficial during dives when the primary lung is compressed or when the snake is actively moving, offering another subtle mechanism for extracting every last molecule of life-giving oxygen from their internal air reserves. Perhaps one of the most astonishing adaptations is the capacity for cutaneous respiration, the ability to absorb oxygen directly from the surrounding water through their skin. While not unique to sea snakes, their degree of reliance on this mechanism is remarkable. Their skin, particularly in species that spend extended periods at depth or are less active, is notably permeable to gases. The outermost layer, the epidermis, is thinner than that of many terrestrial reptiles, and the dermis beneath it is richly supplied with a dense network of capillaries, microscopic blood vessels, lying just beneath the surface. As the snake glides through the water, dissolved oxygen from the marine environment diffuses across this delicate living membrane and into the bloodstream, while carbon dioxide diffuses out. Scientists believe that in some species, particularly those with smaller lungs, or those that can remain submerged for hours, cutaneous respiration can account for a significant portion, perhaps up to 30% or more, of their total oxygen uptake. This transforms their entire body surface into a supplementary gill, a silent, continuous breath that allows them to extend their underwater excursions far beyond what their lung capacity alone would permit. To facilitate their air breathing while minimizing vulnerability at the surface, their nostrils are strategically positioned dorsally high on the snout. This allows the snake to break the water's surface with only the very tip of its head, taking a quick, measured breath before submerging once more. These nostrils are equipped with crescent-shaped muscular valves that snap shut instantly upon submersion, forming a watertight seal. This ingenious biological mechanism is a continuous act of protection, safeguarding their delicate respiratory passages from the ingress of seawater, ensuring that every breath taken is pure, life-sustaining air. Beyond these structural adaptations, sea snakes employ a suite of physiological reflexes to conserve oxygen during their dives. One of the most important is the diving reflex, a complex physiological response triggered by submersion, similar to what is observed in marine mammals and diving birds. This reflex involves several key components. Firstly, bradycardia, a significant slowing of the heart rate. Instead of the rapid beat on the surface, the heart rate can drop dramatically, sometimes to just a few beats per minute, minimizing the energy expenditure of the cardiovascular system. Secondly, peripheral vasoconstriction, where blood flow is restricted to the outer extremities and non-essential organs. Blood is preferentially shunted towards the brain and the heart, ensuring that these vital organs receive a continuous supply of oxygenated blood, even as other parts of the body temporarily operate on reduced oxygen. This selective redistribution of blood flow is a critical survival mechanism optimizing oxygen delivery to the most sensitive tissues. Thirdly, anaerobic metabolism. Where muscle tissues, particularly during periods of intense activity or prolonged dives, can switch to producing energy without oxygen. While less efficient and leading to a buildup of lactic acid, this allows for continued muscular function when oxygen supplies are low, buying precious time until the snake can surface for another breath. To enhance their oxygen storage capacity even further, sea snakes possess high concentrations of myoglobin in their muscles. Myoglobin is a protein similar to hemoglobin in blood, but it resides in muscle tissue and has an even higher affinity for oxygen. This allows their muscles to store a significant reserve of oxygen, which can be directly utilized during periods of muscular exertion, underwater acting as a localized oxygen bank, delaying the onset of anaerobic respiration. Their blood, too, is highly efficient at transporting oxygen with hemoglobin that is exquisitely tuned to bind and release oxygen under the specific physiological conditions of a diving reptile. Another profound physiological challenge for any marine animal, particularly a reptile that drinks seawater or ingests salty prey, is osmoregulation, maintaining the delicate balance of salts and water within the body. Sea snakes have mastered this challenge through a specialized system of salt glands. Most prominently, they possess large, highly active sublingual salt glands located beneath the tongue. These glands are tiny, yet powerful biochemical engines, actively extracting excess sodium chloride and other ions from the bloodstream. They concentrate these salts into a hypotonic solution, a brine many times saltier than the snake's blood, which is then excreted directly into the mouth. This continuous silent act of desalination allows the snake to effectively drink seawater or process the salts from its prey without suffering from dehydration or salt poisoning. The silent, tireless work of these glands is a continuous act of biochemical alchemy, maintaining the internal equilibrium necessary for life in a hypertonic world. Furthermore, their kidneys, while not as specialized as those of marine mammals, play a role in filtering metabolic waste and regulating ion balance. However, the primary burden of salt excretion falls upon the sublingual glands, indicating their critical importance in the sea snake's physiological toolkit. Some scientists also theorize that sea snakes might utilize rain lenses, pockets of less saline water that accumulate on the surface during heavy rainfall, as a source of fresh water, especially in coastal areas or estuaries. This behavioral adaptation, if widespread, would further alleviate the osmotic stress of their marine environment, providing a crucial physiological reprieve. The metabolic rate of sea snakes also exhibits remarkable plasticity. During long dives or periods of rest, they can significantly depress their metabolic rate, slowing down all internal processes to conserve oxygen and energy. This ability to enter a state of reduced metabolic activity allows them to extend their dive times, considerably minimizing their need to surface. This physiological flexibility, the ability to shift between periods of high activity and profound metabolic depression, is another cornerstone of their success in the energy-demanding underwater world. Finally, while reptiles are ectothermic, relying on external sources of heat to regulate their body temperature, the ocean presents a relatively stable thermal environment compared to land. However, temperature gradients do exist, and sea snakes are not immune to their effects. They often exhibit behavioral thermoregulation, moving between warmer surface waters and cooler depths. Some species are observed basking near the surface, absorbing solar radiation to raise their body temperature particularly after a period of deep diving or during cooler periods. This allows them to optimize their internal physiological processes, which are highly temperature dependent, ensuring that their muscles, digestive enzymes, and nervous system function efficiently. These intricate physiological secrets from the vast internal lung that breathes for them and balances them, to the skin that silently sips oxygen from the water, to the specialized glands that purify their internal fluids, collectively paint a profound picture of adaptation. Each mechanism is a finely tuned instrument in the symphony of their submerged existence, allowing these ancient reptiles to flourish in a realm that once seemed entirely beyond their reach. Their very existence beneath the waves is a testament to the quiet, persistent power of evolution, whispering life into the boundless blue. The Silent Alchemist, unveiling the potency of marine venom. The intricate physiological tapestry woven by the sea snake, allowing it to breathe the blue and navigate the currents, finds its most potent expression in a silent ancient alchemy, its venom. This complex biological cocktail is not a tool of aggression or malice, but rather an exquisitely refined instrument of survival, honed over millions of years by the relentless pressures of an aquatic existence. To truly understand the sea snake is to comprehend the subtle yet devastating chemistry that resides within its delicate fangs. At its core, sea snake venom is predominantly neurotoxic. This means its primary target is the nervous system, specifically the delicate junctions where nerve cells communicate with muscle cells. Imagine a microscopic lock and key mechanism where nerve signals in the form of a chemical messenger called acetylcholine act as the key to unlock muscle contraction. Sea snake neurotoxins, often belonging to a family of molecules known as three-finger toxins, due to their characteristic molecular shape, act as molecular imposters. They bind irreversibly to the acetylcholine receptors on the muscle cells, effectively jamming the lock. The actual vital acetylcholine key can no longer find its place, and the signal from the nerve, however strong, fails to reach the muscle. This disruption, this silent blockade, leads to a profound and progressive paralysis. For their prey, typically fast-moving slippery fish and eels, this rapid incapacitation is a matter of life and death. In the three-dimensional fluidity of the ocean, a bitten fish could easily swim away, escape into a crevice, or even attract other predators before the venom could take effect. The sea snake's venom is therefore designed for speed and efficiency. A swift strike, a momentary injection, and the prey's muscular control begins to falter, its fins losing their coordinated rhythm, its body succumbing to an overwhelming lethargy, rendering it helpless and easily consumed. This potent chemistry is a testament to the specialized demands of hunting in a boundless liquid world, where a quick, decisive strike is paramount for securing a meal. The potency of sea snake venom is often discussed with a hushed reverence, and for good reason. While comparisons are sometimes made by stating it can be many times stronger than that of a terrestrial cobra, it is essential to understand that strength in venom is a complex measure depending on the specific toxins, the target organism, and the route of administration. However, the underlying truth is that even a very small amount of sea snake venom, when delivered effectively, can be profoundly incapacitating. This high potency is a direct evolutionary response to the need for rapid prey immobilization. A silent alchemist's brew perfected to overcome the agility and resilience of marine life. The delivery system for this potent venom is equally specialized. Sea snakes possess what is known as proteroglyphous dentition. This means they have relatively short, fixed fangs, located at the very front of their upper jaw. These fangs are grooved, or in some cases partially hollow, allowing the venom to flow efficiently from the venom glands through the fangs and into the unfortunate target. While these fangs are not as long or as mobile as those of vipers, they are perfectly suited for their purpose, a quick, precise stab into the soft tissues of a fish. The small size of the fangs also means that the venom apparatus is compact and streamlined, fitting neatly within their hydrodynamic heads without impeding their graceful movements through the water. Beyond the dominant neurotoxins, the venom of many sea snake species also contains other active components, each contributing to the overall effect. Myotoxins, for instance, are a significant component in the venom of several sea snake species. These toxins directly attack muscle tissue, causing widespread damage known as rhabdomyolysis. Imagine the delicate fibers of a muscle cell gradually dissolving, releasing their internal contents into the bloodstream. This leads to profound muscle weakness, stiffness, and aching, often delayed in onset, sometimes hours after the initial bite. The breakdown products of muscle tissue, particularly proteins like myoglobin, can then overwhelm the kidneys, leading to potential kidney failure, a serious and life-threatening complication. This myotoxic effect further ensures the complete immobilization of prey, breaking down its physical structure from within. Another ubiquitous class of enzymes found in sea snake venoms are the phospholipases A2 or PLA2s. These enzymes are remarkably versatile and can contribute to various toxic effects. Some PLA2s exhibit neurotoxic properties, augmenting the action of the primary neurotoxins. Others are potently myotoxic, directly contributing to muscle damage. Still others may have anticoagulant effects, interfering with the blood's clotting cascade, although this is generally less pronounced in sea snake venoms compared to some viper venoms. The presence of these diverse components ensures a multi-pronged attack on the prey's physiological systems, accelerating incapacitation and facilitating digestion. Despite the formidable potency of their venom, sea snakes are rarely a threat to humans. This paradox is rooted in several factors. Firstly, their disposition is generally placid and unaggressive. They are not ambush predators of large terrestrial mammals, and their primary focus is the pursuit of fish and eels. They typically reserve their precious venom for securing food, not for defense against perceived threats that are too large to consume. A bite usually occurs only when a snake is accidentally provoked, perhaps stepped on by a wadder entangled in a fishing net, or handled carelessly by a curious diver. Secondly, even when a bite occurs, it is not always accompanied by envenomation. Scientists estimate that a significant percentage of sea snake bites are dry bites, where no venom or only a very small subclinical amount is injected. This might be a conscious decision by the snake to conserve its venom, or simply a consequence of its short fangs, and the difficulty of delivering venom effectively through a wetsuit or thick clothing. The snake may be attempting a warning bite or simply trying to free itself from an entanglement without expending its vital biochemical weapon. However, when envenomation does occur, the symptoms in humans can be insidious and delayed. Unlike many terrestrial snake bites where immediate pain, swelling, and discoloration are often evident, a sea snake bite may initially feel like a minor prick or scratch, with little to no local pain or swelling. The venom, primarily neurotoxic and myotoxic, works silently. The first signs of systemic envenomation might only appear hours later, perhaps between 30 minutes and several hours post-bite. These initial symptoms can include generalized muscle aches and stiffness, particularly in the neck, shoulders, and thighs, sometimes accompanied by a feeling of general malaise and weakness. As the neurotoxins take hold, more severe symptoms emerge. The muscles around the eyes might weaken, leading to drooping eyelids, a condition known as ptosis. Swallowing can become difficult speech, may be slurred, and the jaw may feel stiff. These are all signs of progressive neuromuscular paralysis. Ultimately, in severe untreated cases, the paralysis can extend to the diaphragm and intercostal muscles, the muscles responsible for breathing, leading to respiratory failure, which is the primary cause of death from sea snake envenomation. Concurrently, the myotoxic effects can manifest as dark, reddish-brown urine, a clear indicator of myoglobin being filtered by the kidneys, signaling potential kidney damage. The treatment for sea snake envenomation relies on the prompt administration of specific antivenom. This antivenom, typically polyvalent, meaning it is effective against the venom of multiple sea snake species, works by providing antibodies that bind to and neutralize the circulating venom molecules in the bloodstream, preventing them from reaching their target receptors. However, the delayed onset of symptoms can sometimes complicate treatment, as victims may not realize the severity of their situation until critical time has passed. This underscores the importance of immediate medical attention for any suspected sea snake bite, even if symptoms are initially absent or mild. From an evolutionary perspective, the specific composition and potency of sea snake venom have been meticulously shaped by their aquatic hunting strategy. The need for rapid immobilization of agile, slippery prey in a fluid, three-dimensional environment has driven the selection for potent neurotoxins and myotoxins. The venom is a dynamic, evolving cocktail, continually refined to optimize predatory success within their specific ecological niches. Even within the diverse group of sea snakes, variations in venom composition exist, subtly tailored to the specific types of fish or eels that individual species preferentially consume. This ongoing process of venom evolution continues to be a fascinating area of research, with scientists employing advanced venomics techniques to unravel the precise molecular architecture of these complex biological weapons. Beyond the immediate ecological role, the intricate components of sea snake venom hold immense potential for biomedical research. The highly specific actions of certain neurotoxins, for instance, offer valuable insights into the functioning of the nervous system and could potentially be harnessed for developing new drugs, perhaps for pain relief, muscle relaxants, or even novel treatments for neurological disorders. The silent alchemist, perfected over millennia for the hunt beneath the waves, may yet yield secrets that benefit human health, transforming a weapon of survival into a source of therapeutic innovation. Thus, the venom of the sea snake, this potent silent brew, is far more than a simple toxin. It is a profound testament to evolutionary adaptation, a complex biochemical signature of a life lived entirely within the ocean's embrace. Each molecule, each intricate peptide whispers a story of survival, of the delicate balance between predator and prey, and of the relentless creative power of life to find its way even in the most challenging and boundless of realms. It is a quiet, potent secret perpetually unfolding beneath the shimmering surface of the deep blue. Hunters of the currents, predation and the art of the envenomed strike. The silent alchemy of sea snake venom. A potent secret whispered from within finds its ultimate purpose in the ceaseless rhythm of existence. Beneath the waves, the hunt. Sea snakes are masters of predation, exquisitely adapted hunters of the currents, their every form and function honed for securing a sustenance in the boundless fluid realm. Their predatory strategies are a fascinating blend of stealth speed and the devastating efficiency of their envenomed strike, a continuous dance between hunger and survival in the vast blue. At the heart of their diet lies a primary reliance on fish and eels. However, the specific types of prey consumed vary significantly across the diverse species of sea snakes, reflecting their specialized ecological niches and the unique adaptations they have developed. Some species with their slender bodies and small heads are perfectly suited for probing the intricate crevices of coral reefs, or rocky substrates seeking out small demersal fish, or the elongated forms of eels that hide within the labyrinthine structures. Imagine a slender hydrophis species, its body undulating with quiet power. Its head delicately weaving through the coral branches, its forked tongue constantly sampling the water, tasting for the telltale chemical signatures of hidden prey. Other species, particularly those that inhabit more open waters or seagrass meadows, may possess more robust bodies and larger heads, allowing them to overpower slightly larger, free-swimming fish. The highly venomous Apisurus laevis, for instance, often known as the olive sea snake, is a formidable predator of reef fish. It moves with a deliberate, almost hypnotic grace, its movements designed to conserve energy while maintaining a readiness for a swift burst of speed. Its large, unblinking eyes scan the water, seeking the telltale flick of a fin or the subtle shimmer of scales before it launches its strike. The actual act of hunting is often a testament to patience and opportunistic stealth. Many sea snakes are ambush predators lying in wait amongst corals, camouflaged against the seabed, or drifting subtly with the currents, becoming almost invisible within the shifting patterns of light and shadow. They might remain motionless for extended periods, conserving energy, their senses finely tuned to detect the slightest vibration in the water or the faintest chemical trail left by a passing fish. When a suitable prey item ventures within striking distance, the sea snake unleashes a sudden, explosive burst of speed. This lightning-fast lunge is often accompanied by the opening of its mouth, a quick, precise bite, and the rapid injection of its potent neurotoxic and myotoxic venom. The short, fixed fangs of sea snakes, while not designed for tearing or gripping, are perfectly engineered for this rapid envenomation. They act like miniature hypodermic needles, delivering the venom efficiently into the prey's tissues. The speed of the strike is crucial. A fish, even after being bitten, may initially attempt to flee. But the rapid action of the neurotoxins begins almost immediately, disrupting the communication between nerves and muscles. The fish's coordinated movements falter, its swimming becomes erratic, and within moments, it succumbs to paralysis, drifting helplessly, ready for consumption. This swift incapacitation ensures that the prey cannot escape and cannot attract other opportunistic predators with its struggles. Some sea snake species exhibit highly specialized feeding behaviors. The unique turtle-headed sea snake. Emidocephalus annulatus, for example, has evolved a distinct small head and blunt snout that allows it to forage specifically for fish eggs, particularly those of gobies and blennies, which are often laid on coral or rocky surfaces. Its specialized dentition with fewer, blunter teeth is adapted not for piercing flesh, but for gently scraping eggs from their substrate. This dietary specialization highlights the incredible diversity of ecological niches that sea snakes have carved out within the marine environment, demonstrating how evolution can refine an entire lineage towards a very specific food source. Another fascinating predatory behavior observed in certain species involves communal hunting. While many sea snakes hunt solitarily, there are accounts of species like the giant yellow-bellied sea snake. Pelamis platurus, forming vast aggregations, sometimes numbering in the thousands. These floating masses of serpents, often observed in oceanic convergences where currents meet, create a living net, trapping schools of small fish. The sheer density of snakes can disorient and funnel the fish, making them easier targets for individual strikes. This cooperative, though perhaps unintentional hunting strategy, demonstrates a complex interplay between individual foraging and collective behavior, maximizing feeding efficiency in areas where prey might otherwise be dispersed. The digestive process in sea snakes, like all reptiles, is relatively slow, reflecting their ectothermic nature. Once a fish is swallowed whole, the powerful digestive enzymes within their stomach slowly break down the prey. This process can take several days, depending on the size of the meal and the ambient water temperature. During this time, the snake may become lethargic, resting on the seabed or near the surface, conserving energy while its internal systems work to extract nutrients. The efficient metabolism and ability to slow down physiological processes, as discussed in the previous chapter, are crucial during these post-feeding periods, ensuring that energy is conserved and the digestive process is completed without unnecessary expenditure. Beyond the direct act of hunting, sea snakes also employ various sensory adaptations to locate their prey. Their forked tongue, a universal reptilian sensory organ, is constantly flicking even underwater, collecting dissolved chemical cues from the water. These cues, microscopic particles of scent and flavor released by fish and other marine organisms, are then transferred to the Jacobson's organ, a specialized chemosensory structure in the roof of their mouth. This allows them to taste their environment, following scent trails detecting the presence of hidden prey, and navigating through the complex olfactory landscape of the ocean. This continuous silent sampling of the water column provides an invisible map of chemical information guiding them towards their next meal. While their eyes are generally smaller and sometimes less developed than those of many terrestrial snakes, they are still functional and adapted for underwater vision. They can detect movement and changes in light intensity, particularly useful in clearer waters or during daylight hunts. However, in murky conditions or at night, their chemosensory abilities likely take precedence, allowing them to hunt effectively even when visibility is poor. Some species, particularly those that hunt in deeper, darker waters, might also possess a greater sensitivity to low light levels, enhancing their nocturnal predatory capabilities. The threat of predation is a constant pressure shaping the behavior and adaptations of sea snakes. While their potent venom deters many potential predators, they are not entirely immune. Larger fish such as sharks, groupers, and even some large predatory birds are known to prey on sea snakes. Young sea snakes, being smaller and more vulnerable, are particularly susceptible. Their cryptic coloration, often patterns of bands or blotches that help them blend with the seabed or dappled light, serves as a form of camouflage, allowing them to avoid detection by both prey and predator. Their ability to remain motionless for extended periods or to swiftly retreat into crevices further aids in their survival against larger threats. The art of the unvenomed strike, therefore, is a culmination of millions of years of evolutionary refinement. It is a symphony of physiological adaptations, sensory prowess, and behavioral strategies, all meticulously tuned for success in the dynamic and challenging marine environment. From the elegant hydrodynamic form that allows for swift pursuit to the specialized fangs that deliver the potent venom to the intricate sensory systems that guide their hunt. Every aspect of the sea snake's being is dedicated to its role as a master predator of the currents. Their quiet hunts unfolding beneath the shimmering surface are a continuous testament to life's enduring ingenuity, a silent ballet of survival in the boundless blue. Their very presence, a testament to the ocean's embrace, ensures the delicate balance of predator and prey continues to ripple through the deep. Cycles of the sea, reproduction, and the continuation of life beneath the waves. The ceaseless rhythm of the ocean, a profound pulse guiding the tides and currents, also orchestrates the most fundamental cycle of life for the sea snake's reproduction. For these fully aquatic reptiles, the continuation of their lineage is an intimate dance with the marine environment, a testament to millions of years of evolutionary refinement that has severed almost all ties to the terrestrial world. Their reproductive strategies are as diverse and fascinating as the species themselves, each a finely tuned mechanism for ensuring the survival of their kind beneath the boundless waves. The vast majority of true sea snakes are viviparous, meaning they give birth to live young directly into the water. This represents the ultimate commitment to their aquatic existence, a complete relinquishing of the need for land-based nests or the vulnerable egg-laying stage. Imagine the delicate process within the mother's body. The embryos develop nourished by a yolk sac and often supplemented by a placental-like structure that facilitates the exchange of nutrients and gases directly with the maternal bloodstream. This internal gestation provides a protected, stable environment, shielding the developing young from the myriad dangers of the external world. Predation, desiccation, and fluctuating environmental conditions that could easily destroy fragile eggs laid on a beach. The gestation period varies among species, influenced by factors such as water temperature, food availability, and the specific life history of the snake. It can range from a few months to over half a year. During this time, the female snake continues her life beneath the waves, hunting and navigating, carrying her precious cargo within her. As the time for birth approaches, her movements might become slightly more deliberate, her focus shifting towards the impending arrival. When the moment arrives, often in the calm, shallow waters of bays, estuaries, or sheltered reefs, the female gives birth to fully formed miniature versions of herself. These neonates or hatchlings emerge from the mother's cloaca, often one by one, into the surrounding water. They are immediately capable of swimming, diving, and hunting for themselves, equipped with functional venom glands and fangs, ready to embark on their independent lives. The number of young produced also varies widely, from just a few large offspring in some species to a dozen or more smaller ones in others, a reflection of different reproductive trade-offs and ecological pressures. The birth itself is a quiet miracle, a new generation slipping silently into the liquid embrace of their inherited home. However, there is a notable exception to this viviparous rule: the sea crate Laticarda genus. These fascinating serpents, while spending a significant portion of their lives foraging in the marine environment, retain a crucial link to the land for reproduction. Unlike the true sea snakes, Hydrophene sea kraits are oviparous, meaning they lay eggs. Imagine the female sea krait, after months of hunting in the coral reefs, feeling the ancient pull of the land. She will make a deliberate journey, often crawling onto rocky shorelines, into caves or under dense coastal vegetation, to deposit her clutch of leathery-shelled eggs in a protected, humid environment. These eggs require the warmth and stability of a terrestrial nest to incubate successfully. After laying her eggs, the female will return to the sea, leaving her offspring to develop independently. Once the young sea kraits hatch, they too will make their way to the ocean, beginning their own aquatic journey. This unique reproductive strategy highlights the evolutionary divergence within the broader group of marine snakes, showcasing a less complete, though equally successful adaptation to the sea. The timing of reproduction for sea snakes is often synchronized with environmental cues, particularly water temperature and food availability. In many tropical regions, breeding may occur year-round or exhibit less pronounced seasonal peaks. However, in areas with more distinct wet and dry seasons or cooler periods, breeding cycles might be more tightly regulated. Scientists observe that mating often takes place in shallower, warmer waters, sometimes involving aggregations of snakes. The courtship rituals of sea snakes are generally subtle unfolding beneath the surface with a quiet grace. Males will typically seek out receptive females, often using chemosensory cues following the faint chemical trails left by pheromones released by the female. Once a male locates a female, he may engage in a series of gentle nudges and rubs, subtly stimulating her. Mating itself involves the male wrapping his body around the female, aligning their cloacas for the transfer of sperm. This underwater embrace can be a prolonged affair, sometimes lasting for hours, as the pair undulates slowly in the water column, a silent, intimate dance of procreation. The lifespan of sea snakes varies considerably among species, influenced by factors such as size, environment, and predation pressures. While precise data can be challenging to obtain for wild populations, scientists estimate that many species can live for several years, perhaps even a decade or more given favorable conditions. Their relatively slow metabolism, particularly when at rest, contributes to their longevity. Throughout their lives, they will engage in multiple reproductive cycles, contributing to the ongoing flow of life within their marine ecosystems. The survival of young sea snakes is a precarious journey. Despite being born fully capable, they face numerous challenges. They are small and vulnerable to a wide array of predators, including larger fish sharks and marine birds. Their initial hunting skills are still developing, and they must quickly learn to locate and capture prey while avoiding being preyed upon themselves. Their cryptic coloration, often bold patterns of bands or blotches, serves as camouflage, helping them blend with the dappled light of the shallows or the patterns of the seabed, offering a crucial layer of protection in their early vulnerable stages. The reproductive success of sea snakes is intrinsically linked to the health of their marine habitats. Coral reefs, seagrass meadows, and mangrove forests serve as critical breeding grounds, nurseries and foraging areas for many species. These complex ecosystems provide shelter for the young, abundant food sources for the adults, and the stable environmental conditions necessary for successful reproduction. Any degradation of these habitats, whether from pollution, climate change, or direct human impact, directly threatens the ability of sea snakes to complete their life cycles, impacting the very continuation of their species. The study of sea snake reproduction also offers insights into their population dynamics and conservation status. Understanding their breeding seasons, gestation periods, litter sizes, and the factors influencing the survival of their young is crucial for developing effective conservation strategies. For species that are particularly vulnerable or those whose populations are declining, detailed knowledge of their reproductive biology is paramount for implementing protective measures, such as establishing marine protected areas or regulating fishing practices that might inadvertently impact breeding aggregations. In essence, the cycles of the sea, from the gentle ebb and flow of the tides to the grander rhythms of oceanic currents, are mirrored in the life cycles of these remarkable serpents. Their adaptation to viviparity, the intimate dance of courtship beneath the waves, and the emergence of new life directly into the ocean's embrace, all speak of a profound and ancient connection to their liquid home. Each new generation born into the boundless blue is a testament to the enduring power of life, quietly continuing its ancient lineage, forever bound to the whispering secrets of the deep. Their existence, a continuous cycle of birth, growth, and reproduction, is a vital thread in the intricate living fabric of the ocean, a silent promise of life, renewed beneath the shimmering surface. A kaleidoscope of kinds. The diverse families of oceanic reptiles. The vast shimmering expanse of the Indo-Pacific, from its sun-drenched coastal shallows to the profound abyssal plains, is home to a breathtaking array of life, a living mosaic sculpted by the ceaseless currents and the ancient rhythms of the sea. Within this vibrant realm, the lineage of marine snakes has not merely survived, but has flourished, radiating into a kaleidoscope of forms, each exquisitely tailored to a specific niche within the oceanic embrace. To speak of the sea snake is to encompass a remarkable diversity, a collection of distinct genera and species, each a unique testament to the creative power of evolution beneath the waves. At the heart of this diversity lie the two true sea snakes. Scientifically classified within the subfamily Hydrophini. These are the serpents that have made the most profound commitment to the marine environment, having entirely forsaken the land for their entire life cycle. Their defining characteristics, as we have explored, include the paddle-like tail, the dorsal nostrils, with their sealing valves, the reduced or absent ventral scales, and crucially, their viviparous reproduction, giving birth to live young directly into the water. Within this extensive subfamily, several prominent genera emerge, each with its own distinctive charm and specialized adaptations. Perhaps the most numerous and morphologically varied are the species within the genus Hydrophis. Imagine a vast collection of slender, elongated forms, often characterized by small, almost disproportionately tiny heads relative to their bodies. Many Hydrophis species exhibit striking patterns of bands or rings, often in shades of black-grey and white or cream, which serve as a form of disruptive camouflage, helping them blend seamlessly with the dappled light filtering through shallow waters or the intricate patterns of coral reefs. These serpents are typically found in coastal waters, estuaries, and around coral reefs, where they navigate the complex three-dimensional structures with an almost liquid grace. Their slender bodies allow them to probe into narrow crevices and burrows, seeking out small demersal fish and eels that hide within the labyrinthine structures of their habitat. The very name, Hydrophis, whispers of water, a direct acknowledgement of their intimate connection to the fluid realm. Their movements are often slow and deliberate, conserving energy, yet they can unleash a surprising burst of speed when pursuing elusive prey, a sudden sinuous lunge from stillness to strike. Contrasting with the often delicate forms of Hydrophis are the more robust and heavily built species belonging to the genus Ipisaurus, exemplified by the majestic Science olive sea snake, Ipisaurus laevis. These serpents typically possess a broader, more substantial body, often with a larger head that tapers less dramatically from the neck. Their coloration tends to be more uniform, frequently a rich olive-green-brown or greyish hue, allowing them to blend effectively with the rocky outcrops and coral structures where they predominantly hunt. The olive sea snake. A formidable predator, is often observed patiently foraging on coral reefs and rocky bottoms, using its powerful jaws and potent venom to subdue a variety of reef fish. They move with a deliberate, muscular undulation, their paddle-like tail providing powerful propulsion as they navigate the intricate seascape. Their unblinking eyes, larger than those of many Hydrophis species, scan the underwater environment with a quiet intensity, searching for the subtle movements of their finned prey. A particularly unique and visually striking group are the sea creats, comprising the genus Laticauda. These fascinating serpents stand apart from the true sea snakes, Hydrophinae, due to a crucial difference in their life history. They are oviparous, meaning they lay eggs on land. This distinguishes them as a separate subfamily Laticaudinae within the broader Elapidae family, representing a less complete though equally successful adaptation to the marine environment. While they possess the characteristic paddle-like tail for efficient swimming, their bodies also retain broad, overlapping ventral scales, a feature absent in true sea snakes. These ventral scales provide the necessary friction for them to crawl onto land, a vital ability for their terrestrial egg-laying. Imagine the vibrant sight of a charmed, banded sea crate. Laticauda colubrina, with its striking pattern of alternating black and bright blue or white rings, undulating through the clear tropical waters, only to later emerge onto a rocky island shoreline, its body slowly propelling itself up a beach or into a coastal cave to deposit its clutch of eggs. They are often found in coastal waters around islands' reefs and rocky areas, frequently returning to specific caves or terrestrial hideouts to rest, digest, and reproduce. Their venom, like that of other marine elapids, is highly neurotoxic, making them formidable hunters of eels and fish. Another distinctive group within the Hydrophinae is the genus Enhydrina, most notably represented by the six-beaked sea snake, Enhydrina schistosa. This species is characterized by its distinctive upturned snout or beak, which gives it a somewhat formidable appearance. Enhydrina schistosa is often associated with turbid estuarine waters, river mouths, and coastal mudflats environments where visibility can be low and prey abundant. Its specialized snout may aid in probing soft sediments for hidden prey or in navigating murky waters. These snakes are known for their potent venom and are considered one of the more medically significant sea snake species due to their prevalence in areas frequented by fishermen and their relatively high venom yield. They are active hunters, often striking at fish with impressive speed and precision. Their powerful neurotoxins quickly subduing their prey in the often challenging conditions of their preferred habitats. The genus Astrotia, particularly Stokes's sea snake. Astrotia stokesii presents another captivating form of marine adaptation. This species is remarkably robust and heavily built, with a distinctive, almost spiny texture to its scales, particularly in juveniles. These spiny scales may offer a degree of protection against predators or aid in maneuvering through dense, underwater vegetation. Stokes's sea snake is often found in coastal waters on soft, sandy, or muddy bottoms, where it actively forages for fish and crustaceans. Its powerful body and strong musculature allow it to navigate these environments with efficiency, often resting on the seabed between hunts. The sheer mass and unique scale structure of Astrotia stokesii make it one of the most visually impressive of the true sea snakes, a silent, powerful presence in its chosen domain. Then there is the highly specialized genus Amidocephalus, the turtle-headed sea snakes. These unique serpents possess a small, blunt, almost turtle-like head, which is a key adaptation to their highly specialized diet, fish eggs. Unlike most sea snakes that actively hunt and envenomate fish, Amidocephalus species have evolved to scrape fish eggs from coral rocks or seagrass blades. Their dentition is dramatically reduced with fewer and blunter teeth, perfectly suited for this delicate task, rather than for piercing flesh. Imagine a small, unassuming snake, its head gently nudging against a coral colony, meticulously gathering tiny spherical eggs with its modified mouthparts. This dietary specialization is a remarkable example of how evolution can refine an entire lineage towards a very specific food source, allowing them to thrive in a niche largely unexploited by other marine predators. Their quiet, almost invisible foraging is a testament to the subtle efficiencies of nature. Finally, we must turn our gaze to a true marvel of oceanic adaptation, a species so unique it often warrants its own discussion, the Noro. yellow-bellied sea snake. Pelamis platurus. This serpent, while genetically nested within the Hydrophinae, has achieved an unparalleled degree of pelagic existence, meaning it lives entirely in the open ocean far from any landmass. Its distinctive coloration, a stark contrast of a bright yellow belly against a dark black or brown dorsal surface, helps it camouflage in the open water, blending with the sky above and the dark depths below. Its body is highly compressed, almost ribbon-like, and its paddle tail is exceptionally developed, allowing for effortless movement through the vast expanse of the open sea. Pelamis platurus is unique among sea snakes for its incredibly wide distribution, found across the entire Indo-Pacific Ocean, and even extending into parts of the Atlantic carried by the great ocean currents. It is often observed drifting in vast aggregations, sometimes numbering in the thousands, in areas where oceanic convergences create slicks of trapped debris and crucially small fish. Here they lie in wait, patiently ambushing passing prey, their venom quickly incapacitating the fish before it can escape the surface film. This species is so completely adapted to pelagic life that it is utterly helpless on land, unable to move effectively should it be washed ashore. Its entire existence is a continuous silent drift across the boundless blue. This kaleidoscope of kinds, from the slender hydrophis, weaving through coral to the robust Ipisurus, foraging on rocky bottoms to the semi-aquatic Laticorda, returning to land and the pelagic Pelamis. Drifting across oceans, all share a common ancestry, yet have diversified into an astonishing array of forms and lifestyles. Each genus, each species represents a unique evolutionary experiment, a different solution to the challenges and opportunities presented by the ocean's embrace. They illustrate the profound principle of adaptive radiation, where a common ancestor gives rise to a multitude of descendant species, each filling a distinct ecological role. The subtle differences in their body shape scale, texture, venom, composition, habitat, preference, and reproductive strategies are all finely tuned responses to the specific demands of their individual niches. The ongoing research into the genetics and morphology of these diverse marine serpents continues to refine our understanding of their evolutionary relationships, revealing an intricate family tree that branches and intertwines, constantly reshaping our perception of their origins and paths. What remains constant, however, is the profound sense of wonder they inspire. Each species, a living testament to the ocean's transformative power, contributes its unique hue to the vibrant living tapestry of marine life, a silent, enduring presence in the boundless blue. Their very existence is a continuous, slow-motion epic of diversification, a profound physical metamorphosis, designed for a life lived entirely within the liquid realm, showcasing the endless inventiveness of nature. Drifting through habitats, where the sea snakes call home, the ceaseless currents that weave through the vast blue heart of our planet carry life in myriad forms, guiding creatures to their destined homes, shaping their very existence. For the sea snakes, their home is not a single monolithic expanse, but a rich tapestry of marine environments, each offering unique challenges and opportunities, each subtly molding the lives of the serpents that drift within its embrace. Their habitats are as diverse as their forms, a testament to their remarkable ability to colonize and thrive across the Indo-Pacific's sprawling aquatic landscapes. The most vibrant and intricate of these underwater domains are undoubtedly the Phoexos coral reefs. Imagine a submerged city built not of stone and steel, but of living polyps, their delicate structures forming an astonishingly complex three-dimensional labyrinth. Here, sunlight filters down through the clear, warm waters, breaking into shimmering shafts that illuminate a riot of color. The electric blues of damselfish, the vibrant yellows of butterfly fish, the soft, swaying fronds of anemones. Within this intricate architecture, numerous species of sea snakes find their sanctuary and their hunting grounds. Slender-bodied species, particularly within the Hydrophis genus, are perfectly suited for navigating these complex environments. Their small, often disproportionately tiny heads and compressed bodies allow them to weave effortlessly through narrow crevices, to probe into the intricate branches of coral, and to explore the hidden burrows and shelters where small, demersal fish and eels seek refuge. Their movements are a slow, hypnotic undulation, a silent glide through the living corridors, their forked tongues constantly flicking, tasting the water for the faintest chemical trails of hidden prey. The very patterns on their skin, often a mosaic of bands or blotches, serve as a natural camouflage, allowing them to disappear against the variegated backdrop of the reef, becoming just another shifting shadow in the perpetual dance of light and water. Here they patiently await their moment, a sudden explosive lunge, breaking the stillness, a testament to their mastery of this vibrant yet challenging ecosystem. Adjacent to the coral reefs, or sometimes stretching across vast, shallower expanses, lie the tranquil seagrass meadows. Picture an underwater prairie where long, emerald blades of seagrass sway gently with the subtle currents rooted in soft, sandy or muddy bottoms. These meadows are nurseries for countless marine species, providing shelter and abundant food. Sea snakes that frequent these habitats often exhibit coloration that allows them to blend seamlessly with the verdant surroundings, their olive greens and muted browns mimicking the hues of the swaying vegetation. The calm, relatively protected waters of seagrass beds offer a rich hunting ground for various fish and crustaceans. Species like the olive sea snake, Apisuras laevis, while also found on reefs, can be seen patiently cruising through these meadows, their robust bodies pushing through the gentle resistance of the grass, their keen senses attuned to the subtle movements of prey hidden amongst the blades. The softer substrate also provides opportunities for some species to burrow or partially conceal themselves, becoming almost invisible as they await their next meal. The gentle swaying of the seagrass creates a soothing, rhythmic environment, a quiet haven where these serpents drift their lives, unfolding in harmony with the subtle pulse of the tides. Moving closer to the land where fresh water mingles with the sea, we encounter the dynamic and often turbid environments of mangrove forests and estuaries. These brackish zones, characterized by muddy bottoms, tangled root systems and fluctuating salinity, are rich in nutrients and teeming with life, yet they pose unique physiological challenges. Here, species like the moon-beaked sea snake, Enhydrina schistosa, often thrive. Its distinctive upturned snout may be an adaptation for navigating the soft, often silty sediments, allowing it to probe for burrowing fish and eels that find refuge in the mud. The murky waters, often laden with sediment, mean that vision is less reliable, and the snakes here rely even more heavily on their acute chemosensory abilities, their tongues constantly sampling the water for the chemical signatures of prey. The specialized salt glands discussed earlier are particularly crucial for sea snakes inhabiting these fluctuating salinity environments, allowing them to efficiently regulate their internal salt balance as they move between areas of higher and lower freshwater influence. The dense root systems of mangroves offer intricate shelters, providing protection from larger predators, and and strong currents, creating a complex three-dimensional hunting ground where the sea snakes move with quiet purpose, masters of the dynamic interplay between land and sea. A truly unique habitat preference is exhibited by the sea kraits, Laticada genus, which maintain a fascinating duality between the marine and terrestrial worlds. While they forage extensively in coral reefs and along rocky coastlines hunting fish and eels with their potent venom, they retain a crucial link to rocky shores and coastal caves for reproduction. Imagine these strikingly patterned serpents with their bold bands of black and blue or white, undulating through the clear water only to then make a deliberate journey to land. They haul their bodies onto the shore, sometimes crawling considerable distances into the dark, humid recesses of coastal caves or under dense vegetation to deposit their clutches of eggs. These terrestrial sites provide the necessary warmth and protection for their eggs to incubate safely free from the dangers of marine predators or the crushing pressures of the deep. After laying, the females return to the sea, leaving their offspring to develop independently, a testament to their less complete yet equally successful adaptation to the ocean. These specific coastal habitats, therefore, are not just foraging grounds, but vital nurseries, silent cradles for the next generation, bridging the ancient divide between land and sea. Far removed from the coastal complexities in the boundless expanse of the open ocean or pelagic zone, drifts a truly extraordinary species, the yellow-bellied sea snake. Venomous platurus. This serpent has made the ultimate commitment to a purely oceanic existence, spending its entire life far from any landmass. Imagine a solitary creature, its compressed, almost ribbon-like body and exceptionally developed paddle tail, propelling it with effortless grace across vast stretches of water. Its striking coloration, a stark division of dark black or brown on its dorsal side and bright yellow on its ventral side, is a remarkable form of camouflage in the open water. From above, the dark back blends with the deep, somber hues of the ocean depths. From below, the yellow belly disappears against the bright sunlit surface, making it incredibly difficult for predators to spot. Venomous platurus is often found drifting in vast aggregations, sometimes numbering in the thousands, in areas where converging ocean currents create slicks, lines of accumulated debris, plankton, and crucially schools of small surface-dwelling fish. Here, they lie in wait, patiently ambushing passing prey that become trapped in the surface film. Their venom, potent and fast-acting, quickly incapacitates the fish, which are then swallowed whole. This species is so completely adapted to its pelagic life that it is utterly helpless on land, unable to move effectively should it be accidentally washed ashore. Its existence is a continuous silent drift, a perpetual journey across the boundless blue, a living testament to the ocean's profound and pervasive influence. Beyond these distinct habitats, many sea snake species also frequent sandy and muddy bottoms. In shallower coastal waters, here they often rest, partially burying themselves in the soft substrate or actively forage for burrowing prey. The texture of their scales, sometimes slightly granular or rough, may aid in anchoring them against currents or in maneuvering through the soft sediments. Their chemosensory abilities are particularly crucial in these environments, allowing them to detect the presence of hidden fish or crustaceans beneath the surface. The quiet stillness of these soft bottoms, broken only by the gentle undulation of a passing snake, offers a different kind of hunting ground, a realm of hidden life waiting to be discovered. While most sea snakes are found in relatively shallow, warm waters, some species are known to venture into deeper zones. The physiological adaptations we discussed earlier, such as the elongated lung for buoyancy control and the capacity for cutaneous respiration, become even more critical in these environments. Deeper waters are colder, darker, and subject to higher pressures, demanding even greater efficiency in oxygen conservation and thermal regulation. While they may not spend extended periods in the abyssal plains, their ability to dive and forage at greater depths expands their potential hunting grounds and allows them to exploit a wider range of prey species, showcasing their remarkable physiological resilience. The distribution of sea snakes is also profoundly influenced by temperature and salinity gradients. They are predominantly found in the warm tropical and subtropical waters of the Indo-Pacific, where temperatures are consistently high enough to support their ectothermic physiology, and where the incredible biodiversity provides abundant food sources. While some species can tolerate a degree of salinity variation, particularly those inhabiting estuaries, most true sea snakes thrive in full marine salinity. These environmental parameters act as invisible boundaries, shaping their geographical ranges and defining the specific regions where they can successfully establish and maintain populations. Within each of these broad habitat types, there exists a further level of specialization known as niche partitioning. Different species of sea snakes, even when found in the same general area, may specialize in slightly different prey types, hunt at different times of day, or utilize distinct microhabitats. For example, some may prefer the upper reaches of a coral reef, while others forage exclusively on the sandy flats below. This intricate division of resources allows multiple species to coexist without intense competition, each carving out its own unique role in the complex marine food web. It is a silent agreement, a continuous dance of cohabitation and specialization, ensuring that the vast resources of the ocean can support a diverse array of life. The movements of sea snakes within and between habitats can also be dynamic. While many species are relatively sedentary, others may undertake seasonal migrations. In response to changes in water temperature, prey availability, or breeding cycles. These migrations, often subtle and largely unseen by human eyes, represent a continuous adaptation to the ever-changing conditions of their marine environment, a silent journey guided by ancient instincts and the irresistible pull of the currents. Thus, the ocean in its vastness and diversity truly is home to the sea snakes. From the sun-drenched vibrancy of coral reefs to the murky depths of estuaries, from the quiet sway of seagrass meadows to the boundless expanse of the open ocean, these remarkable serpents have found their place. Each habitat shapes them, and they in turn become an integral silent presence within it, a continuous testament to life's enduring ingenuity, whispering through the currents, forever drifting through their watery homes. Encounters in the azure, understanding human interaction and caution. The boundless, shimmering expanse of the ocean, a realm of profound mystery and breathtaking beauty, increasingly draws humanity into its embrace. As we venture further into its depths, whether for recreation, sustenance, or scientific inquiry, our paths inevitably intersect with the myriad forms of life that call it home. Among these, the sea snakes, silent hunters of the currents, represent a unique kind of encounter. One often steeped in ancient fear, yet paradoxically rarely resulting in harm. Understanding these interactions and the subtle dance between our species is crucial for both human safety and the conservation of these enigmatic reptiles. Despite their formidable reputation for possessing some of the most potent venoms in the animal kingdom, sea snakes are in general remarkably placid and non-aggressive creatures. Their primary focus is survival, hunting for food, finding mates, and avoiding predators larger than themselves. humans being far too large to be considered prey, and generally too cumbersome to be a direct threat in their fluid environment, are typically ignored. A sea snake's venom is a precious resource and exquisitely refined tool for securing its next meal, and it is not wasted on defensive strikes against perceived threats that pose no direct danger or cannot be consumed. Most human encounters with sea snakes occur accidentally, often when people are engaged in activities within the snake's natural habitat. Imagine a fisherman retrieving his nets from the warm, tropical waters. A sea snake, perhaps entangled during its nocturnal hunt, might be brought to the surface disoriented and stressed. In such a situation, if the snake is handled carelessly, or if it feels trapped and threatened, it may bite as a desperate act of self-defense. Similarly, divers exploring coral reefs might inadvertently disturb a resting snake in a crevice, or a swimmer wading in shallow, turbid waters might accidentally step on one. These are not acts of aggression, but rather defensive reactions to perceived threats or accidental provocations. The nature of their fangs also plays a significant role in the rarity of severe envenomation in humans. Sea snakes possess relatively short, fixed fangs, located at the front of their upper jaw, designed for precise, rapid strikes into the soft bodies of fish. While effective for their natural prey, these fangs are often too short to penetrate thick wetsuits, boots, or even denim clothing that a diver or fisherman might be wearing. This means that a significant proportion of sea snake bites are dry bites, where no venom or only a very small subclinical amount is injected. The snake may be attempting a warning bite or simply trying to free itself without expending its valuable venom. Even when venom is injected, the small quantity delivered and the difficulty of deep tissue penetration can sometimes mitigate the severity of the envenomation. However, it is crucial to emphasize that a sea snake bite, even if initially appearing minor, should always be treated with utmost seriousness and require immediate medical attention. The insidious nature of sea snake venom means that initial symptoms can be delayed sometimes for several hours, giving a false sense of security. Unlike many terrestrial snake bites that often present with immediate pain, swelling, and localized tissue damage, a sea snake bite may feel like little more than a pinprick or a scratch. This deceptive latency can lead to dangerous delays in seeking treatment. When envenomation does occur, the symptoms typically begin with generalized muscle aches and stiffness, often affecting the neck, shoulders, and thighs. This can be accompanied by a feeling of general malaise, weakness, and sometimes nausea. As the potent neurotoxins begin to take effect, more severe signs of neuromuscular paralysis emerge. Drooping eyelids known as ptosis. Difficulty swallowing, slurred speech, and a stiff jaw are all indicators of progressive paralysis. Ultimately, in severe untreated cases, the paralysis can extend to the diaphragm and intercostal muscles, the muscles essential for breathing, leading to life-threatening respiratory failure. Concurrently, the myotoxic components of the venom can cause widespread muscle breakdown, leading to dark, reddish-brown urine due to the presence of myoglobin, which can in turn severely damage the kidneys and lead to acute kidney failure. First aid for a suspected sea snake bite should focus on limiting the spread of venom and seeking immediate medical help. The recommended approach is the multi-Hohen pressure immobilization technique, where a firm, elastic bandage is applied over the bite site and extended up the limb, similar to treating a sprain. This pressure helps to slow the lymphatic flow, which is the primary route for venom dispersal in neurotoxic envenomations, thus delaying the systemic spread of the toxins. The limb should then be immobilized and the victim transported to the nearest medical facility as quickly as possible. It is paramount to avoid traditional first aid measures like cutting the wound, sucking out venom, or applying tourniquets, as these are ineffective and can cause further harm. The definitive treatment for sea snake envenomation is the administration of specific antivenom. This antivenom, typically polyvalent, effective against the venom of multiple sea snake species, contains antibodies that bind to and neutralize the circulating venom molecules in the bloodstream, preventing them from attaching to their target receptors and mitigating their toxic effects. The earlier the antivenom is administered, the more effective it is in preventing or reversing the progression of symptoms. Medical professionals will monitor the patient's breathing muscle function and kidney function, closely providing supportive care including mechanical ventilation if respiratory paralysis occurs until the antivenom takes full effect. Beyond accidental encounters, humans also interact with sea snakes through various cultural and economic activities. In some coastal communities, sea snakes are occasionally hunted for their skin, which can be used in leather products, or for their meat, which is consumed locally. In certain traditional medicine practices, parts of sea snakes or their venom may be used, though the efficacy and safety of such practices are often unproven and potentially dangerous. These traditional uses, while sometimes localized, can collectively place pressure on sea snake populations, especially if harvesting is unregulated and unsustainable. The presence of sea snakes can also impact tourism and recreational activities. Divers and snorkelers, while often fascinated by these creatures, may experience anxiety or fear, particularly if they are unaware of the snake's generally docile nature. Educational initiatives informing the public about sea snake behavior, their ecological role and appropriate safety measures are crucial for dispelling myths and fostering a respectful coexistence. Promoting responsible wildlife viewing, where observers maintain a safe distance and avoid disturbing the animals, is essential for minimizing negative interactions. Scientific research, of course, represents another significant form of human interaction. Scientists, often working in challenging field conditions, study sea snake behavior, ecology, physiology, and venom composition. This research, conducted with rigorous ethical guidelines and safety protocols, provides invaluable insights into these enigmatic creatures, contributing to our understanding of marine biodiversity, venom evolution, and potential biomedical applications of their toxins. Researchers might handle snakes for tagging, sampling, or morphological measurements, always with the utmost care and respect for the animal's well-being. The future of human-sea snake interaction will increasingly be shaped by our understanding of climate change and its impact on marine ecosystems. As ocean temperatures rise and habitats degrade, the distribution and behavior of sea snakes may shift, potentially leading to new patterns of human encounter. Understanding these ecological changes is vital for proactively developing strategies to minimize conflict and ensure the long-term survival of sea snake populations. In essence, encounters in the azure with sea snakes are a delicate balance of inherent caution and profound respect. These silent hunters, equipped with a potent alchemy, are not malicious aggressors, but integral components of their marine world. Our understanding of their behavior, the swift action required in case of a bite, and the broader context of their ecological role are all crucial for fostering a harmonious coexistence. As we continue to explore and utilize the ocean's vast resources, it is our responsibility to approach these encounters with knowledge and prudence, ensuring that the quiet, undulating presence of the sea snake continues to enrich the boundless blue for generations to come. Their silent journey through the currents is a continuous reminder of the intricate web of life, urging us to navigate its complexities with wisdom and care. Fading echoes, conservation, challenges in a changing ocean. The ocean, a realm of ceaseless motion and ancient rhythms, is not immutable. It is a dynamic living entity profoundly influenced by the subtle yet pervasive touch of human activity. For the sea snakes, these silent hunters of the currents, the whispers of a changing ocean are becoming louder, transforming into fading echoes that threaten their very existence. The conservation challenges they face are complex, interwoven with the broader ecological crises gripping our planet, demanding our attention and our collective stewardship. One of the most significant and insidious threats to sea snake populations stems from defaults, habitat degradation and loss. The vibrant coral reefs, the tranquil seagrass meadows, and the intricate mangrove forests that serve as critical breeding grounds, nurseries and foraging areas for many sea snake species, are under relentless assault. Imagine a coral reef, once teeming with life and color, now bleached and barren, its intricate structures crumbling into rubble. This destruction, driven by rising ocean temperatures, ocean acidification pollution from land-based runoff, and destructive fishing practices, directly impacts the snakes that rely on these ecosystems for shelter, food, and reproduction. When the delicate balance of a reef is disrupted, the small fish and eels that form the sea snake's primary diet dwindle, leading to a cascade of negative effects throughout the food web. Mangrove forests, vital for many estuarine species, are cleared for aquaculture, agriculture, and coastal development, erasing the complex root systems that provide refuge and hunting grounds. Seagrass meadows, suffocated by sediment runoff or poisoned by pollutants, lose their ability to sustain the rich biodiversity they once harbored. Each loss of habitat is a diminishing echo, a silent void where life once thrived, directly impacting the ability of sea snakes to find sustenance and perpetuate their lineage. Bycatch in fisheries represents another pervasive and often devastating threat. Sea snakes, particularly those inhabiting coastal waters and continental shelves, are frequently caught unintentionally in various types of fishing gear. Trawl nets designed to sweep across the seabed for prawns and fish indiscriminately scoop up everything in their path, including sea snakes. Gill nets set to entangle fish by their gills can also ensnare snakes that swim into them. Long lines with their numerous baited hooks can occasionally hook a curious or foraging sea snake. Once caught, these air-breathing reptiles are often unable to reach the surface to breathe slowly, drowning in the unseen depths of the nets. Even if brought to the surface alive, they may be injured, stressed, or discarded, their chances of survival significantly reduced. The sheer scale of global fisheries means that even a small bycatch rate per vessel can translate into immense numbers of sea snakes killed annually, placing immense pressure on local populations. The silent struggle of a sea snake caught in a net is a haunting echo, a life extinguished unintentionally in the relentless pursuit of other marine resources. Climate change, with its far-reaching consequences, casts a long shadow over the future of sea snakes. Rising ocean temperatures directly affect ectothermic reptiles, altering their metabolism, reproductive cycles, and geographical distributions. As waters warm, some species may be forced to shift their ranges towards cooler latitudes if suitable habitats are available. However, such shifts are not always possible, particularly for species tied to specific coastal habitats or those with limited dispersal abilities. Ocean acidification, a consequence of increased carbon dioxide absorption by the oceans, impacts the calcifying organisms that form the foundation of coral reefs, further exacerbating habitat degradation. Changes in ocean currents and storm intensity can also disrupt sea snake migrations, disorient them, or even lead to mass strandings. particularly for pelagic species like the yellow-bellied sea snake. These subtle yet profound shifts in their environment create an escalating series of challenges, a continuous unfolding threat that redefines the very parameters of their existence. Pollution, in its myriad forms, poses a direct and indirect threat. Plastic pollution, a ubiquitous scourge of our oceans, can directly harm sea snakes through entanglement or ingestion. Imagine a young snake mistaking a floating plastic bag for prey, consuming it and suffering internal blockages and starvation. Chemical pollutants such as pesticides, heavy metals, and industrial waste accumulate in marine food webs, biomagnifying up the trophic levels. Sea snakes, as predators of fish and eels, can accumulate these toxins in their tissues, leading to reproductive failure, immune system suppression, and overall reduced health and survival rates. Oil spills, while geographically localized, can have devastating immediate impacts, coating the snake's skin and impairing their ability to breathe cutaneously or through their nostrils, leading to suffocation or poisoning. Each pollutant is a silent poison, a persistent threat that infiltrates their watery world, slowly eroding their resilience. Unsustainable harvesting and collection, though perhaps less widespread than bycatch, can also exert localized pressure on specific populations. In some regions, sea snakes are collected for their skins, which are used in the leather trade, or for their meat, which is consumed locally. In certain traditional medicine practices, parts of sea snakes or their venom may be used, though the efficacy and safety of such practices are often unproven and potentially dangerous. While not always at an industrial scale, unregulated collection can deplete populations, particularly for species with limited ranges or slow reproductive rates. The demand for exotic pets, though less common for sea snakes due to their specialized care requirements and venom, can also contribute to localized harvesting pressures. Each snake removed from its environment represents a diminishment, a subtle weakening of the ecological fabric, the inherent elusiveness and cryptic nature of many sea snake species. While aiding their survival against predators, also presents a significant challenge for conservation efforts. It is difficult to protect what one cannot easily observe or count. Accurate data on population sizes, trends, and distribution are often scarce for many species, making it challenging to assess their conservation status and to develop effective management strategies. Without robust scientific data, conservation initiatives can be hampered, lacking the precise information needed to prioritize actions and measure their impact. This lack of visibility means their plight often goes unnoticed, their fading echoes unheard amidst the clamor of more charismatic marine megafauna. Lack of public awareness and understanding further exacerbates these challenges. The general public often harbors misconceptions about snakes, including sea snakes, viewing them with fear or indifference rather than recognizing their vital ecological role and their vulnerability. This lack of understanding can hinder support for conservation initiatives and can lead to negative interactions, such as intentional harm to snakes encountered by chance. Educational programs highlighting the ecological importance of sea snakes, their generally non-aggressive nature, and the threats they face are crucial for fostering a sense of stewardship and appreciation. To address these multifaceted challenges, a range of conservation strategies are being employed and developed. Establishing marine protected areas, MPAs, where human activities are regulated or restricted, can provide crucial sanctuaries for sea snake populations, protecting their habitats and allowing them to breed and forage undisturbed. Implementing bycatch reduction devices. BRDs. In fishing gear such as turtle excluder devices, TEDs in trawl nets can allow sea snakes to escape, significantly reducing mortality rates. Developing and promoting sustainable fishing practices that minimize environmental impact are also vital. International cooperation and agreements are necessary to manage shared marine resources and to address transboundary threats like climate change and plastic pollution. Research into sea snake biology, ecology, and population dynamics is ongoing, providing the scientific foundation for informed conservation decisions. Public education and outreach programs are essential for raising awareness and garnering support for these efforts. The silent, undulating presence of sea snakes in our oceans is more than just a biological curiosity. It is an indicator of marine ecosystem health. Their fading echoes are a warning, a subtle yet profound signal that the delicate balance of life beneath the waves is under threat. By understanding these challenges, by acting with responsibility and foresight, we can strive to protect these enigmatic reptiles, ensuring that their quiet journeys through the currents continue to enrich the boundless blue for generations to come, their ancient whispers enduring against the rising tide of change. Their very survival is a continuous slow-motion epic of resilience, a profound testament to the ocean's enduring power, urging us to become better guardians of its precious life. The unseen depths, future discoveries, and our place in their world. The endless currents of the ocean carry not only the tangible forms of life, but also the profound questions that continue to ripple through the minds of those who seek to understand its mysteries. For the sea snakes, these enigmatic serpents of the deep, much remains veiled beneath the shimmering surface, inviting us to peer into the unseen depths and ponder the future discoveries that await. Our place in their world, therefore, is not merely that of observer, but of curious seeker and, crucially, of guardian, as we navigate the evolving relationship between humanity and the boundless blue. Despite decades of dedicated research, vast stretches of the sea, snakes' existence remain largely unwritten, whispered secrets held by the currents themselves. One of the most compelling frontiers of discovery lies in the unexplored depths of their habitats. While many species are known to frequent coastal waters, coral reefs, and estuaries, the true extent of their vertical distribution, particularly for those species believed to be more pelagic, is still largely unknown. Do some sea snakes venture into the deeper twilight zones far below the reach of surface light? How do their physiological adaptations, such as their elongated lungs and cutaneous respiration, function under immense pressure and colder temperatures? Scientists theorize that undiscovered species, perhaps even entire lineages, might exist in these less explored realms, their forms and behaviors uniquely adapted to the profound challenges of the deep sea. The advent of advanced remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs, equipped with high-definition cameras and sensitive sensors, promises to illuminate these unseen depths, potentially revealing new forms of marine serpents and shedding light on the cryptic behaviors of known species in their deeper, less frequented domains. Another significant area of ongoing mystery revolves around their migration patterns and population dynamics. While we know that some species, like the yellow-bellied sea snake, are widely distributed by ocean currents, the precise routes, triggers, and purposes of more localized migrations for many other species remain largely unmapped. Do they undertake seasonal journeys to specific breeding grounds or foraging areas? How do they navigate these vast underwater landscapes utilizing subtle cues from ocean currents, geomagnetic fields, or chemical gradients? Advanced tracking technologies such as miniaturized satellite tags and acoustic telemetry devices offer tantalizing possibilities. Imagine a tiny transmitter gently affixed to the scales of a sea snake, continuously broadcasting its movements, allowing researchers to trace its silent journey across hundreds or even thousands of kilometers, revealing the intricate pathways of its life beneath the waves. This data would not only unlock behavioral secrets, but would also be invaluable for identifying critical habitats and migratory corridors, essential for effective conservation planning. The intricacies of their reproductive cycles also hold many unanswered questions, particularly for less studied species. While we understand the general viviparous nature of true sea snakes, the finer details of courtship rituals, gestation periods, and the factors influencing litter size and offspring survival in diverse environments are still being meticulously pieced together. How do environmental variables like water temperature, salinity, and food availability precisely influence their reproductive success? What are the specific cues that trigger mating aggregations or the timing of births? Long-term observational studies combined with genetic analyses are slowly beginning to illuminate these delicate cycles, revealing the subtle orchestrations of life's continuation beneath the waves. The very alchemy of their venom, while extensively studied, continues to be a rich source of scientific inquiry. While we understand the primary neurotoxic and myotoxic components, the full spectrum of bioactive molecules within sea snake venoms, and their precise effects on various physiological systems is still being unraveled. Scientists are employing advanced venomics techniques utilizing mass spectrometry and sophisticated biochemical analyses to identify novel peptides and proteins within the venom, each a potential key to unlocking new biological insights. This ongoing research promises not only a deeper understanding of venom evolution and its intricate relationship with prey specificity, but also holds immense biomedical potential. Imagine a newly discovered peptide from sea snake venom capable of precisely targeting pain receptors without the addictive properties of opioids, or a molecule that can dissolve blood clots with unprecedented efficiency, offering new treatments for stroke or heart disease. The silent alchemist perfected over millennia for the hunt may yet yield secrets that revolutionize human medicine, transforming a weapon of survival into a source of therapeutic innovation. Beyond vision and chemoreception, the full range of sea snake sensory capabilities remains a captivating mystery. Do they possess specialized mechanoreceptors to detect subtle changes in water pressure or vibrations akin to the lateral line system of fish? Is there any evidence of magnetoreception allowing them to perceive Earth's magnetic field for navigation, much like sea turtles? The sensory world of a fully aquatic snake is undoubtedly complex and finely tuned, and future research employing electrophysiological studies and behavioral experiments will slowly peel back these layers, revealing how these serpents perceive and interact with their fluid environment. Our place in this world, intertwined with these ongoing discoveries, is one of increasing responsibility. As humanity's footprint on the planet expands, so, too, does our impact on the marine realm, and consequently, on the sea snakes that call it home. The conservation challenges we discussed, habitat degradation, bycatch, climate change, and pollution, are not merely abstract threats. They are direct consequences of human actions demanding our urgent and sustained attention. Our role is to transition from passive observers to active stewards, recognizing that the health of sea snake populations is inextricably linked to the overall health of the ocean, which in turn sustains our own existence. This stewardship involves not only the implementation of robust conservation strategies, such as expanding and effectively managing marine protected areas, developing innovative bycatch reduction technologies, and rigorously controlling pollution at its source, but also a profound shift in our collective mindset. It requires fostering a deep sense of appreciation and respect for these creatures, dispelling ancient fears through education and recognizing their intrinsic value as integral components of marine biodiversity. Sea snakes can serve as ecological indicators. Their health and population trends offering crucial insights into the broader well-being of the ecosystems they inhabit. A decline in sea snake numbers, for instance, might signal deeper problems within a coral reef or an estuary, prompting further investigation and intervention. The future of sea snakes, therefore, is intimately woven with our own. As we continue to explore the unseen depths both scientifically and metaphorically, we uncover not only the secrets of these remarkable reptiles, but also a clearer understanding of our interconnectedness with the natural world. The quiet undulations of a sea snake gliding through the currents, the silent precision of its hunt, the ancient chemistry of its venom, and the resilience of its life cycle all whisper a profound message. They remind us that the ocean is a boundless source of wonder, a realm of continuous discovery and a precious heritage that demands our unwavering commitment to protect. The journey into their world is far from over. It is a continuous unfolding, a gentle invitation to learn to care and to ensure that the silent echoes of these marine serpents continue to resonate through the deep blue for all time. And so, as we drift away from the unseen depths where the sea snakes glide, the journey itself begins to merge with the quiet cycles of the natural world. Like the slow, deliberate descent of the evening sun painting the horizon with fading hues before surrendering to the night, our exploration of these enigmatic serpents now draws to a gentle close. The vast ocean with its ancient rhythms and its profound mysteries mirrors the very nature of sleep itself. An expansive fluid realm where the conscious mind recedes, allowing deeper currents to take hold, just as the sea snakes find their rest within the ocean's embrace, their forms undulating in harmony with the gentle sway of the water. So too can your mind now surrender to the quietude. The secrets they hold, the adaptations they embody become soft whispers in the stillness, allowing your thoughts to drift unburdened. Let the profound peace of their silent world settle upon you, a tranquil blanket woven from the deep blue. May the gentle rhythmic sway of the ocean's currents guide your spirit into the most serene and restorative slumber. Sleep well. Goodbye, and see you again.